And when I first saw the report and read through that, I felt like, you could really take the state's name off, leave it blank, and put any state in front of that. Because everybody seems to be facing the general problems that was outlined there. And that it's good data, it's good information that you can use to improve. The reason it wasn't a surprise to some folks is that's the way it is out there nationally. So, but I thought it was a good report.
What's clear in the report and from what we know within our program is that there is prioritization that has to happen on a day-to-day basis given the workload. And so people do have to make decisions constantly about what's at the top of the list. And I think what was clear is that sometimes they're not able to get to it all. And in that, that impacts relationships with both our foster parents and other stakeholders. And so when we're thinking about the culture piece, I think all of the chapters in the report play together and each kind of impact the other. But so when we're thinking about the culture piece and the resource piece, it is thinking about, are we giving folks the tools they need to do the important work of attending to kids and families in our communities. And it's not just about staffing, though that's a piece of it. It's about other resources and then internally what efficiencies we can look at to best support those folks so they can support the families we're serving and our foster families. And there are some caseload standards, but they vary because there's very much a difference between caseload and workload.
Right.
And at a particular child and a particular child or family's needs may vary across multiple families. And so what that because when we're talking about caseloads, what we're talking about is we're talking about kids and families really, and we're talking about their issues and their needs. And so when we think about caseload, what we're really trying to, I think, more shift our focus to is workload. And yes, there's an element about the numbers and are we treating staff and ensuring that their caseloads are kind of all things equal, but that's pretty complicated when you're looking at specific needs of a child and a family. But we really want to attend to that and triage that when we are assigning cases out to our staff, because all cases aren't equal.
The workload is absolutely the thing that we need to address, because that we have to look at ways to, it may be that we support a social worker with a support staff, not another social worker. Maybe it's that, and we're looking at ways to add technology that can let them see more folks, more families and kids within a certain amount of time that they couldn't achieve otherwise because of technology.
What was critical in terms of the presenting of the report is when the OP evaluators did talk about the culture and a little bit about compromises that people have to make. What they were clear about is they found no evidence in terms of compromising around child safety.
Right.
So staff are absolutely the top of our priority list is attending to children's safety. And relationships with some other stakeholders, may be impacted because, we're not as timely as getting back to folks, or we're not as comprehensive in some of the information that we're providing. But when we're trying to attend to maybe our foster parents' needs, and that's critical, and we have to work on that. We have to improve that. But what was clear and what's very important to us as a program is children's safety is not being compromised.